Welcome back to Fortnite Weekly News. Hit that subscribe button right now. Just the other day, the XM1 Abrams was announced. Both the Chrysler and the General Motors version. And along with this announcement came a hill of controversy, as these vehicles are not only premium, but the Chrysler XM1 is an Xbox One exclusive. Now I've spent just about the whole day gathering information on these vehicles to try to give a good analysis of what all the commotion is about. From what I've read of people's complaints, I can boil it down to about 3 main criticisms that people have. First off, is the most compelling reason the power of this vehicle would place it somewhere really high on the tech tree, well above any actual rank 5 vehicle. This is essentially a rank 6 vehicle. From what I can gather on the internet, its speed will be equal to or greater than the actual M1. Its armor is significantly worse, although still there, and its gun is also worse, but it's most likely going to represent the M60 Rise. The weakest point of this tank is definitely the armor, as its composite armor was very early iteration of composite armor. At the time, they in fact called it special armor. It will fire armor-piercing, fin-stabilized discarding sabot. What kind exactly is unmentioned, and its top speed is just about the same as the Abrams, although the tank itself is lighter. With all these stats combined, in a sense, it is definitely better than the MBT-70 and the M60 Rise, although definitely worse than the actual M1. So what will its BR be? What it should be is around 9.0. It's better than the MBT-70, so it should be probably 9.3, somewhere around there. I personally find the Abrams low on itself, 9.7. But Gaijin has stated in the past that you can't buy rank 6 tanks. Though, what good is not rank 6 tanks if you have tanks that should be rank 6 that are ranked 5. My prediction is they're going to put it 9.0, and that they're going to raise the M1 Abrams by giving it M833 shot, and that's how it's going to deal with the Type 90. Now here's the negative side of things. As I just said, 9.0 is probably what this thing's going to be around. Maybe 9.3. Maybe we'll be lucky and it'll actually be where it should be. That's top tier BR. That's full of the people who are the most dedicated to the game, whether financially or time. A good amount of these players are a lot better than players that are commonly at other tiers. This gives new players a easy way to get to the M1 Abrams. If you don't know, the M1 is a very popular tank. People do want it. They will buy the prototype Abrams, seeing as it has Abrams in the name, to get the real Abrams as fast as they think they can. Essentially, top tier is going to be full of new players. Not only that, the Chrysler XM1 is going to be an Xbox exclusive. That's a whole new platform. Nobody on Xbox has a lineup for top tier, yet a top tier tank is going to be for sale day one. That's essentially incentivizing taking only the M1, which is going to be a detriment to US teams on whatever battle rating this is put at. I'd say the XM1's armor cannot withstand T64 rounds. I think the best it could do was the T62 rounds, as what was designed to deal with, after all. Though actual armor estimates are kind of hard to get my hands on. War Thunder has had this problem multiple times in the past when they introduced premiums that were a little too advanced. Like for example, the Object 120, which was basically a top tier tank that they decided to put a little lower. They actually lowered the BR. IS-6, which suffered from the same thing. There was a lot of people who had 2 reserve tanks in the IS-6 in their lineup. For me, this is personally going to be very annoying, as I was hoping to power grind the Type 90, and all I have is a Type 64. Gaijin's not going to give me anything else. They've made that rather evident. So I'm either going to have to fight a bunch of fast-moving tanks that I probably can't penetrate with my APDS round. I don't have the fin stabilized one yet. Or be teamed with people who only have one proper tank in their lineup and don't know anything about the game. The second issue, it's not something that I totally agree with, but I get where they're coming from, is the exclusivity of the Chrysler XM1, which is going to be on Xbox only. There's a lot of people who like collecting tanks in this game. They play the game not necessarily for the gameplay, but to have so many tanks in their garage, because I get it. I like to do it. I don't do it, but I like to. When there's an event going, I really want those tanks, even if they suck, because they're cool looking. And I want to take them out every once in a while. And so now, this is a second vehicle cut off to PC players. Although the tanks, while they look different, they don't perform too much different. The Chrysler one has the re-engine that we have gotten used to. The General Motors version, I believe, has a faster acceleration, though just about everything else is the same about the tanks. I find more of an issue with the whole idea of platform exclusivity more than just collecting tanks. It's kind of a rude exercise. When a game only comes out on PlayStation or only comes out on Xbox, it cuts off a portion of people solely based on what platform they had decided to buy into. It's companies attempting to punish people for not buying their platform. So in a moral sense, I have an issue with it. In a collecting sense, I don't think it's much to complain about. The third issue that people seem to hold with this is more of an issue that I personally hold, is related to the first issue I brought up. This is a rank 6 tank. I don't care what Gaijin says about it. I don't care if ranks are just made up variables. In the past, Gaijin has alluded towards the idea that composite armor and explosive reactive armor, those were the rank 6 things, and only tanks at rank 6 would have those things, and this was reinforced when the Magok introduced without explosive reactive armor on it. I believe it was the sale team dude on the store said that that would make it too powerful for rank 5, and it would be more of a rank 6 thing. I don't have the exact quote on hand, as it's buried somewhere in one of the past rumor roundup threads. But now we have 3 tanks that are rank 5 and have reactive armor. Both of these XM1s and the Centurion AVRE. This makes me ask a few questions, like why bother not introduce rank 6 premiums? You basically are. How is this any different than a rank 6 premium? It plays alongside other rank 6 vehicles. It has all the cool utilities that a rank 6 vehicle has. It's as if they were to have a rank 4 premium jet. Jets are currently only for rank 5. You can see that with some of the worst jets, like the Kika and the Yak 15, having really low battle ratings, lower than some props, yet still retain their rank 5 status because they are jets. So are there any rules to follow? Like, just make them rank 6. You might as well. And then you might as well just let people buy to the top. Why not have the Abrams up for sale? It makes me ask the question, is this game really not pay to win? Is it pay to win? If you think about it, if they do give Magok explosive reactive armor and don't raise its battle rating, that makes it better than the existing M60A1. And that one you can just buy straight up. This thing is better than the M60 Rise, and you can just buy it straight up, and it will probably be put at the same battle rating. There's no downside to this tank. It's not a bad tank. I can tell you it's not a bad tank. You can say, oh, the armor's crap. The armor is crap, but its speed is good, and its gun is decent. And as shown in the past, mobility is preferable over armor. That's been on every single rank from 1 to 6. We saw it with the introduction of the Hellcat. We saw it with the introduction of the RU-251. We saw it with the Object 906. We saw it with the Leopard 1, and we saw it with the Leopard 2K, as currently, of all the top ranking tanks on Skill Thunder, this one is higher than the rest. In fact, majority fast tanks are higher than slow tanks. Generally, this just disappoints me. I was hoping Gaijin wasn't going in this direction. I don't get why they decided to make these premium. If they wanted a high-tier US tank to attract new people and the grind for the M1, there were plenty of other tanks to go with. Plenty of iconic tanks, plenty of weird tanks that look cool, plenty of tanks that no one would have cared if they were Xbox exclusive. This has been all on this topic. I have a feeling that they're going to raise the max BR so these things don't interfere with top tier, and it's possible we will see vehicles reflect that, like we did with the Type 90. We might see the M1A1. Hopefully we get a Leopard 2A4 for the next patch, as the German players have been getting rather antsy about things. As for me, I'm kinda just a bit ready not making this channel about Fortnite. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. I make news videos on the weekends. I make random videos throughout the week. Hit that bell icon if you want to be notified whenever I upload anything. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.